it's Rushni, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not Iyanla can fix that. I don't know if you guys know, but I am not a huge reality show TV person. I am just not. You're just not going to hear me talking about Real Housewives and nothing and Love and Hip nothing. It's just not going to happen. I tend to be a person that likes to watch shows that are more like documentary reality or relational things. Like this past summer, one of my favorite shows was Married at First Sight. I don't know if you guys saw that. Let me know in the comments down below. And I might talk to you guys about it if they ever get to another season. And I have always been a huge fan of Iyanla Fix My Life. That is like my favorite show on the TV. And my good golly gee, y'all, this past month, she has had a doozy. Okay, when I say a doozy, she has had a doozy. She has been fixing the life of a father that has 34 children, 34, because one of them is potentially not his, by 17 different women. So the first time my husband and I watched the show air, I said to him, this could be the whole season. She could just forget fixing anybody else's life and she could just focus on this situation for the whole season. And by golly, if that is pretty much not what's going down. She had a follow-up show to the first show. There was like a part 2. Then there was like a part 3 for the fixing, so it wasn't fixed yet. And then she had a special where she had all these women sitting there talking to her, the mothers of his children, as well as other women who had similar situations and all this feedback. And then last week, or a few days ago, she had the father, Jay, and men who had multiple children by multiple women. Yesterday, I read an article written by Amina, who is Jay, the father of the 34 children's first child, and she posted it on Tumblr, and it was pretty much called Iyanla, thank you for fixing my father. And then there's a wonderful picture of her and her dad and her grandfather, like a little selfie action. So of course I clicked on it because the bait worked, and come to find out that the title was sarcasm, which I kind of thought to myself, because when I first read the title, I was like, how in the world she fix your father, boo-boo? You can't fix that in 5 episodes. Amina's point was very well written, very well expressed. She said that her father was only there for the highlights, and the way that the show has kind of made him seem, especially this last one, where it was him up there and all the guys, and he was like apologizing for all the men and all this kind of stuff, it made him seem like some kind of hero. And it put him in like a positive light, and I guess that just touched a nerve with her. Do you think that the daughter, Amina, has realistic expectations for what a show like Iyanla Fix My Life can do? Or do you think that the shows that Iyanla is doing, they're causing more hurt than harm with respect to Jay's family? I love Iyanla Fix My Life show because it gives people a moment in time to assess themselves, get some concentrated help, and then go forward with change. To my knowledge, Iyanla does not set people up with ongoing help. She kind of comes in, she's like a defibrillator, and then she gives you some quick tools, and then you go on and you decide what you're going to do with that tools. So when she came upon this 34 children, 17 baby mama drama dude who obviously was not aware of the mess that he made. He was aware enough to contact her, but he wasn't aware enough to receive what she was saying, which is what you would expect from a man that would allow 34 children to be born to him. I mean, I can see 1 or 2 you oopsie on, but by the time you hit 7 or 8, you have to have some sort of ability to pull yourself back, and there's a lack of self-control on his part that he wasn't willing to hear Iyanla tell him that. The title of the show is Fix My Life, but that's just because they have to make a title for a show. It's not like she coming in to fix your life. She coming in, like she says, to disrupt the pattern, to give you a shock, and then to show you yourself real quick, and then you can move on from there and decide to continue the process of doing your work, like she always says, and change. So when I read Amina's well-written Tumblr article, which I'll put a link to it down below, you guys, if you have no idea what I'm talking about. I felt for her because I don't know her story and I don't know her experience. I also did not grow up without my father. I was happy that she wrote the article because I feel like it contributed to the ongoing discussion and larger issue that this whole story with Jay is bringing to light. So I think her voice being thrown into the mix was necessary. It's peeling back the covers on a prolific problem in our community. I remember once having a non-black friend who was relatively new to the country ask me point blank, why is it that so many black women have children out of wedlock? Why is it that so many black men have children out of wedlock or with multiple women? And instead of jumping down her throat, I told her that I feel like it's a result of socioeconomic differences and cultural and relational breakdowns that were perpetuated over years and years and years and years and years, right? So you go back to a tribal people who come over here with strong knit families and communities, and systematically we are separated from our families, we are sold from our families, we are told we are not part of a tribe, they make sure that the tribe members are not around each other, mothers are separated from daughters, fathers are separated from sons, husbands and wives are separated, brainwashed to believe that, or tried to brainwash to believe that you are not a human, you are not a part of any kind of relational unit, you are a thing that I need to do the work, you're a mule, basically. So years and years and years of that, people start believing it, they start perpetuating it as well. You come into modern times, socioeconomic blah, blah, blah. We can have a whole nother conversation about that. And she said, you know, I never thought of it that way. That makes a lot of sense. The conversation needs to be had. And I feel like Jay, I didn't see Jay as a hero. I didn't see him as a hero in that show. What I saw him as was a catalyst for the conversation, a catalyst for healing. Did I think that he was going to go back to his family and be 100% engaged in all 34 children's life? No, because it's impossible. He has 34 children. How could you even expect that? And I know that's hard to say because from his daughter's perspective, you know, she has the pain and the hurt of not having a dad that was there consistently to talk to her, to tell her she was beautiful, to tuck her in, to do the daddy stuff. So now she just has this guy that's her father and she doesn't know how to relate to him. And there's obvious wounds there. But I do think that a lot of times people who have wounded and who do wound can still be used for a greater good, if that makes sense. And I just preached that to myself. Just because the person is wounded and a muck doesn't mean that God can't use them for a greater good. And so what he is representing and what he is causing to happen is important and it's valid. Just as valid as Amina, the daughter's experience. So anyway, that's my thought. What do you guys think? Can Iyanla fix that? So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Let me know if you have been watching it. I swear for goodness, they could just carry this whole discussion on for the whole season. Iyanla don't need to fix nobody else's life until next year. Anywho, please subscribe to my channel, you guys, because I put up videos like often. It's way more than once a week lately. Thumbs up this video if you like this discussion about Iyanla. Let me know if you guys would like me to talk about Iyanla Fix My Life and things like Married at First Sight, because these are the shows that I watch, and I don't know, I always feel like everybody wants to hear about Scandal and all that stuff, and I don't watch them. So let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it down below. So far, I think I have 12 patrons. I am so blessed. I am beyond grateful, and I'm working on getting the perks out to people right now. I've been steady working on them hard. So you guys, if you haven't gotten your stuff yet, please be patient with me. I'm getting them out. And until next time, be encouraged. Bye, y'all. Oh my God, y'all. I am here for a quick and dirty video about the fact that Nancy Snyderman can't sit her butt down. Editor for NBC News or whatever, like the whole thing, right? You've seen her a million times on the nightly news, and most recently you saw her in Liberia reporting on the whole Ebola outbreak situation. Now here... Bye. I just preached that to myself. Sorry. Yeah, Jesus. I heard you, Jesus. Okay, wait.